problems at the pump.
Handle stopped.
Caught red-handed on home video.
Not pumping.
Like Matt Mayer found in Redmond.
But it is still charging me.
Just hang it up.
Well, I'm going to complain to 76.
The same with this customer in Fife, who's being charged more even though no gas is flowing, a malfunction known as meter creep. But more often, a problem pump is not so obvious.
Most people don't really pay attention. I know how much it costs to fill my tank up, and this was probably $5 to $7 more than I regularly pay.
Mary Ann Scott's bill at this Des Moines Chevron caused her to look closely at this sticker. It showed that the pump had not passed a state weights and measures inspection since 2010.
If it's not regulated, then it's like somebody's putting their finger on the scale every time you buy something.
She complained to Weights and Measures, and this report from an inspector who visited a day later shows the pump failed by shorting customers by 15 cubic inches, about 3 cups of gas for a fill-up like Mary Ann's. The owner disputes that his pumps were inaccurate. You might call Weights and Measures inspectors, like Tahis McQueen, the pump police.
Oh, there we go. If you knew how to do it, there is potential to tamper with the meters.
These random inspections result in a fail for 1 in every 10 pumps, but usually an inaccurate pump is not intentional.
Sometimes they wear down on the inside and they just need to be recalibrated or replaced.
The zero line is where we're shooting for. That gives you the accuracy of the pump. That is a -5 and a -4. So they're within tolerance.
Now here's the problem. Washington gas stations undergo far fewer inspections than most of the rest of the country. Records show state inspectors on a 3-year inspection cycle, meaning they try to examine every licensed measuring device once every 3 years. In neighboring Oregon and Idaho, inspectors test every device about every year, which is the industry standard nationwide.
I think that's crazy. There's so many things we buy that depends on scales.
Our check of gas pumps all around the Puget Sound area found inspection stickers as old as this one. See that punched out hole in the middle? This Burien gas station hasn't been inspected since 2008.
If I'm at a pump and it hasn't been inspected for 10 years, shouldn't I be worried about that?
I think you should be.
Jerry Bundell heads the Weights and Measures program. His 10 inspectors across the state keep watch on not just gas pumps.
All right, anything else for you?
They also inspect things like the meat scale at your deli. You can see their sticker here. Taxi cab meters, liquid propane dispensers, in all, more than 100,000 devices in Washington state.
We're, I think, the most impactful consumer protection organization around that people just don't know about.
Bundell says these inspections pressure gas station owners to pay for routine maintenance on their pumps to keep them accurate. As the number of state inspectors dropped over the years, the state has seen an increase in the number of faulty pumps.
What'll happen is we'll find more and more devices are out of compliance.
Isn't it fair to say that because your inspectors aren't checking the pumps as regularly, we just can't be sure about how reliable the gas pumps are in this state?
I think that would be a fair statement.
And it's going to get worse. This internal document that we got through a public records request reveals a plan to reduce inspection staffing by 18%, 3 inspectors, after lawmakers failed to approve more funding in the last session. That doesn't sound good to the motorist who had problems at this Buckley gas station last year.
I even told her I was going to report her because I knew something was wrong with the pumps. So she said, go for it.
Raina Nigera's complaint triggered a Weights and Measures inspection that records show rejected every single pump, including one that added 45 cents before the gas started pumping.
Every time I go to a gas station, I'm like, am I getting the right amount of gas?
Now, you may not have known about this, but in Olympia, it's no big secret. State leaders have known about this problem. 2 years in a row, bills to fix it have failed in the legislature. And those bills wouldn't have cost taxpayers any additional money. They raised registration fees, so the gas and grocery industry would have paid for it, and those industries did not oppose those bills. So it seems like lawmakers in the Department of Agriculture, which oversees Weights and Measures, just can't get it together. And the result is that they'll probably eliminate some of those inspectors soon, meaning fewer watchdogs at the gas pump.
Nuts. Okay, so if I'm going to pump my gas, is there anything I can do to make sure that that pump is accurate?
Well, you know, since a lot of these problems have to do with maintenance or result from poor maintenance, you might want to look for damaged hoses or equipment that leaks. Kitty litter on the ground is a telltale sign that they use to clean up those leaks. And also inspection stickers. You know, there's a little inspection sticker on there. Now, it may be old, but if you find one that's got a fairly recent sticker on it, that's a good sign, at least, that has been checked.